I once tried some Brewdog beer, and I use the term beer loosely because it genuinely felt like I was pissing into my own mouth. But there we go, each to their own. So Brewdog tweeted this yesterday, and it's very hypocritical. I'll tell you why after I've read it out. So they tweeted, "We're donating all profits made from lost lager sold..." Lost lager? During the World Cup to causes fighting human rights abuses. I have no idea what a lost lager is. If anyone cared to tell me, in fact, I don't give a shit. Anyway, so it continues. Proud anti-sponsor of the World Fuck Up. That's what they're trying to say. Yes, you read that right. This isn't a World Cup. It's a World Fuck Up. Football's been dragged through the mud before a single ball's been kicked. Let's be honest, Qatar won it through bribery on an industrial scale. Football is meant to be for everyone, but in Qatar, homosexuality is illegal, flogging is an accepted form of punishment, and it's okay for 6,500 workers to die building your stadium. That's why we're kicking off. And we're putting our money where our mouth is. With all the profits from our lost lager sold during the tournament going to fight human rights abuse. What the hell is fucking lost lager? Is that is that one of their so-called beers? It's called Lost? I don't know. We're proud to be launching Brewdog as an anti-sponsor of the World Fuck Up. To be clear, we love football. We just don't love corruption, abuse and death. So join us. Let's raise a glass to the players, to the fans, to free speech, and 2 fingers to anyone who thinks the World Cup in Qatar makes sense. Yours sincerely, Brewdog. Now this is hypocritical because I think it was last year there were a flurry of tweets made by former employees of Brewdog stating that it was basically a very toxic place to work. And the guy who owns it is a bit of a douchebag and a bit of a bully. And there's a culture of fear amongst the staff there. Now, obviously, this was refuted by the owner, a hipster multi-millionaire, so you know, the kind of person. I mean, this is a hipster endeavour, isn't it? Flavoured lager. Ugh. And so, while they're harping on and virtue signalling and preaching about the World Cup not really being a World Cup, and it's bad because it's Qatar, and yet they still want football fans to watch it while drinking their beer. So it's don't watch the World Cup because it's in Qatar and Qatar abuses people. But if you do, then buy our beer and drink our beer while you're watching it, and we'll give some of that money to organisations fighting human rights abuses while you're watching the World Cup in a country that abuses human rights, and drinking our beer so we can make a profit from it. I know what you're thinking, and I'm thinking exactly the same thing. The hypocrisy is rank, and I hope nobody really watches the football in Qatar and nobody drinks their beer. And instead of investing profits in human rights abuses on the other side of the world, maybe Brewdog can invest its profits into its own workplace, reversing that toxic culture and bullying, and perhaps look after its own staff's human rights first. After all, charity does start at home. I'm a firm believer in that. And once you get your own house in order, then if you want to, it's morally right to help elsewhere. That's my opinion. That's what I think. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And until my next video, Roger Trout.